is to give people a space to really laugh. There's a great sense of freedom in being able to share what you think is funny and have everybody else laugh with you.
I chose to sign up for this class because I have always really liked stand-up comedy, but I had a hard time sort of processing my experiences in the military, and I also didn't feel comfortable processing those in front of people who wouldn't understand. So I wouldn't have felt comfortable doing comedy for the first time in front of people who didn't know what I was talking about. Other veterans, service members, and family members should sign up for the class because you get this great community and this great confidence boost from learning a new skill, but also they're not gonna let you go on stage until you're great.
Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently my dowry for one night is 1 beer shy of a 6-pack.
I have come away with a lot of friends who are not only very funny, but are very important to me. I also think it's wonderful to watch people figure out how to get a laugh. And that first time that they really nail a joke, everybody gets that look in their eye that says, "That was awesome, let's do that again." That says, "That was awesome, let's do that again."
Hi, good evening, everybody.
It says, "That was awesome, let's do that again."
Hi, good evening, everybody.
It says, "That was awesome, let's do that again."
Hi, sorry, I'm having some feedback. I'm Emily Harrison. I am your chapter director here at BSF Families.
Let's do that again.
Hi, sorry, I'm having some feedback. I'm Emily Harrison. I am your chapter director here at BSF Families.
Let's do that again.
Hi, sorry, I'm having some feedback. I'm Emily Harrison. I am your chapter director here at BSF Families.
Let's do that again.
Hi, sorry, I'm having some feedback. I'm Emily Harrison. I am your chapter director here at BSF Families.
Let's do that again.
Hi, sorry, I'm having There we go. I'm not sure what that was. I apologize. Welcome to BSF First Fridays. I'm Emily Harrison. I'm the Utah chapter director here at Blue Star Families, and we're happy to have you this evening. We're with the Armed Services Arts Partnership for our First Friday Comedy Night, and I'm going to throw it over to our first comedian that we have tonight, P.T. Bratton.
Woo! PT! Yeah! I love that energy, Benny. Thank you. Welcome. It is 8:05, so we are going to kick this thing off all the way live. Thank you for spending your Friday evening with us. Well, it's evening where I am, depending on where you are. It's different times of day, but thank you for hanging out with us. We pray and hope that you get your laugh on with us. So the video was really cool, and I like the remix at the end. That I was down with that. I was like, all right, we kicking the party off right. I was waiting for my intro music and everything like that. No intro music, so I'm just going to jump right in. We got a great lineup of comedians for you tonight. They are funny individuals. I laugh at them all the time, so I'm sure you're going to laugh too. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm your host. I'm your MC. So the rules of a comedy show. How many people have been to a comedy show before? Okay. I see a few hands. How many people have been to a Zoom comedy show? All right. So Zoom comedy show is a little different than a live comedy show. So like Imka said at the beginning, if you are camera ready, I want to stress that. If you're camera ready, please turn your camera on so we can see your reaction to the jokes. I don't know. We had some feedback there, so we had to mute people. So we definitely want to see your faces if we can't hear your laughter, at least to see that you're laughing so that we know that our jokes are landing. You can do the little hand clapping emoji. You can do the little laughing emoji. If it's safe, I would say you can come off mute. Just, if you're laughing really loudly, we want to hear that. I know I do. And then you go back on mute. So thank y'all for coming out. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be interactive, at least my part. So y'all ready? let's get started, right? I know y'all like, well, who is this guy that's hosting? Who is this? I know you saw me in the video. I will be signing autographs after the show. I'm famous. Yeah, I'm PT Bratton, and my government name. So PT is not my real name. Let me start off right there. I feel like we should start off with some honesty, be open and honest, so that we can bond over this hour that we have together. Honestly, PT is not my real name. You see on the screen, PT Brat, but my legal name is Tyrone. Okay, I had to stop going by Tyrone for a couple of reasons. Reason number one, every Tyrone you see on TV is either a criminal or a crackhead. So thanks, Dave Chappelle. So you just be like, Tyrone is probably not a good name. Erykah Badu also did some damage to the Tyrones out there. Everyone that meets me now want to be a singer. Y'all think y'all bad, I'll call Tyra. No. Reason number two, I had to change my name. It's hard to get a job with a name like Tyrone. See, reason number one. It's hard. Come on, just be honest. When you're a hiring manager for a company and you see a resume come across your desk that says Tyrone, you are thinking a couple things. First of all, you're thinking that Tyrone's going to show up late. He's going to take an extra long lunch, and he's going to ask to leave early. Now, I've done that several times, but I don't think you just should assume that by looking at my name, okay? So thank y'all for laughing. Appreciate that. Because without laughter, this whole comedy thing will be pretty awkward. So I appreciate y'all laughing. I actually believe that laughter is the best medicine. I don't know how many people agree with me on that. It's the best medicine. Well, it's not the best medicine, but it's free. It's the cheapest medicine you can get. Medicine is actually the best medicine, but depending on how your budget is set up, laughter might be all you can afford. No, it's funny that I picked a PT for my nickname because I actually hate PT. I hate physical training. I think it's pointless. I think, I like to lift weights. I don't know, you can't tell by looking at me, but I used to be built. I used to be buff. I actually used to play football. Okay. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot. I was pretty good. When I played, people were scared to hit me. They were afraid to touch me. Now, I was the kicker, but I don't really think that has anything to do with. See, some of y'all are shaking your head. That's not, Anyway, so PT, physical training in the military, really means running. That's all it means. That's what it translates to. I don't care if you put the word fun in front of it or not. No. You're not fooling anybody, all right? Why are we doing so much running in the military anyway? Didn't you give me a gun? You gave me a gun. You gave me bullets. You forced me to shoot all the time. Why am I running? Am I running away from somebody? Am I running to somebody? I mean, that was only really 2 times you need to run anyway. So I don't understand why we're doing all this extra running. Plus, you gave me a car. I had several vehicles on my license that I could drive. I could operate. I'm like, why am I running so much? And look, while we're talking about running, let me tell you, I don't like running because in movies. Movies they lie to you when it comes to let me explain what I'm talking about. Horror movies, they lie to you. I stopped watching them because they're not realistic. They're not accurate. Because why is it that somebody who looks like they're fit to fight, okay, they are the ones that when the killer gets behind them and they're slow walking, okay, mind you, this killer is slow walking. These are the people that lose all sense of balance, right? You've seen the movie, right? Soon as the killer get behind them, I'm like, what in the world? Weren't you just jazzercising a minute ago? How did you lose your balance when the killer? This is when you've been working out your whole life for this moment, and here you are, you're failing, okay? And then when they fall and they can't get up. I don't understand. The ankles just lose all strength. They just can't. You can't seem to get. In the military, they told us to low crawl, okay? So look. If a killer get behind me, I'm gonna do something to get out of it. Matter of fact, let me tell you this. This is why all my friends are fat. Okay, because I might not be first, but I'm sure not going to be last. Now, I will trip somebody. Look, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. No, so PT is interesting. That's the history behind me picking that name. I really should pick a different name, but it's out there now. So I served in the Air Force. Any Air Force? Yeah. I like it. Miss Lopez, don't shake your head. You just stay silent. See, I don't understand why people, I said any Air Force, she shake her head, but she had that look like, I don't want to, the Air Force, we are one of the 4, how many branches are there again? It's in my book, we're in the top 3. Okay, we are the Trinity. We are it's the Army, it's the Air Force because we came out of the Army, and then it's the Navy. That's me. That's me. Now you can disagree, right? Because the Marines, aren't y'all a part of the Navy? Y'all still gotta get rides to the battle, don't you? Y'all gotta get, y'all gotta get Ubers to the Marines. You know what I'm saying? Like, Air Force got our own planes, Navy got their own planes, like the Marines are the ones that they just hitching a ride with people I'm like, hey, look, okay. And then if you say Coast Guard, see somebody, I knew it, Miss Lopez, there you go again. See, I knew it. Coast Guard, look, I'm gonna leave them alone. I don't mess with Coast Guard. I don't mess with. We mess with them later on. But the Space Force, that's really good. Space Force, that's that. We'll talk about that later too. Look, so I was in the Air Force. I went in the Air Force. I wanted to be a cop because I'm like, what can I be in the Air Force that's going to be exciting, right? And I watch a lot of cop shows on TV. 21 Jump Street, y'all remember that? I thought it would be real cool to be a cop. I thought I would go and do some of that stuff I saw them doing. You know what Uncle Sam did for me? He shipped me to Great Falls, Montana. Now, I don't know if you've been to Great Falls, Montana, but there's not a lot of crime there's not a lot of people, first of all, in Great Falls, Montana. So how can there be a lot of, when I landed in Great Falls, Montana, I just did not expect it to be so white. I did not expect it to be so, I see some people shaking their heads. I didn't think there was going to be that much snow in Montana. What were you thinking? Ms. Lopez, you was thinking something else. See, that's not what I'm talking about. It was just not that you never heard of Great Falls Undercover. Okay, you never heard of Montana Vice. Because it's a reason. It's a reason.
There's no sound.
Okay. It was, but I'm thankful that Montana was my first duty station because it taught me some things about myself I didn't know. It taught me that I was not supposed to be a cop. That's what it taught me. It taught me I was not supposed to be a cop. I just, because cops are supposed to be first responders. I don't know if you know this. Cops are supposed to be first responders. They're supposed to be the first, when something goes wrong, they're the first ones to respond. I didn't want to be the first one to respond. I wanted to be the second to respond because the second on the scene, they set up the perimeter. That's what the second on the scene does, okay? First on the scene, you might have to catch some bullets. I'm not trying to catch bullets. I want to set up the tape and tell people to step back, stay back. That's what I want to do, right? And then, only thing you dropped the donuts. So then, the other reason I knew I wasn't supposed to be a cop is when I had pepper sprayed myself. See, what had happened was, once again, I see y'all judging me. Mr. Nett, I don't appreciate that laughter there. I mean, you judging me right now. I mean, it's, when you're a cop, you got a lot of stuff on your utility belt. It's all like Batman and his utility belt. And I tried to get in the patrol car and fasten my seatbelt, and I wouldn't go, so I had to force it. And when I forced it, I heard a click and then a hiss. And then my eyes started watering, my nose. I was like, man, this is not. But I really knew I wasn't supposed to be a cop when I had to respond to this one situation. I'm gonna tell you this. Now I'm gonna pass the mic. I had to respond to this situation, and they said it was a naked man in the laundromat. Now, curiosity. Otherwise, I don't want to be the first responder, but this one, I wanted to go see this. I had to see this. So I respond and I pull up on site. I get out of my vehicle tactfully and I approach the door just like I was trained. And I lock the door and get back in my car because whatever that person is on in that laundromat, I'm going to let him come down before I try to handcuff. Have you ever tried to handcuff a naked man? It is really difficult, and he's sweaty too because he's jumping from one machine to the other. It's like nowhere to get a hold. And I mess around, grab something I ain't supposed to grab, and look, I ain't about that life. That's when I knew I wasn't called to be a cop. Look, I am P.T. Bratton. I hope you're having a good time. Y'all ready for the next comedian?
Yes.
All right.
Great job.
Coming to the virtual stage, we have another Air Force veteran, a 4-year Air Force veteran, and she's going to bring the funny to you tonight. Put your hands together, make some noise for Melanie Michelle.
Woo! Thank you. So I can say that it's finally happened. I downloaded TikTok
Yeah.
And I gotta say, it is pretty great. I still don't know how to use it, but it's great. I found a video the other day that was titled like My Type. It had a girl, she was pointing to it, like my type in like a partner kind of thing. And this music starts playing and she just starts dancing in front of different pictures of potatoes. Scalloped potatoes, like French fries.
Oh.
And I think that's beautiful.
Okay.
It's been a weird year since COVID hit, but I still have people to talk to all the time because I work in customer service, so I have to. Hear what I say, okay? I've worked in customer service probably about 13 years now. It's a very humbling experience to work with the public because y'all are crazy. Straight up crazy. But that's okay. I like to think I'm creating a body of work. Just the other day, a gentleman calls, I answer, I say, thank you for calling blah, blah, blah. How can I help you today? And he just goes, annuity payments. And I'm like, would you like to start an annuity with us today, sir? He's like, check status. And I'm like, what? And he's like, is this really a human or is this a robot? And I'm like, this is an actual human, sir. Like the robot is going to admit that it's a robot.
Yeah.
But people make comments about my voice pretty frequently over the phone. I don't ask, but they're happy to give their opinions. One lady just called to tell me that she didn't like my voice. And I was like, okay. Anything else I can help you with today? Didn't like that. I'm like, someone's projecting. But it's great to see everybody coming out from all over the country today. I'm living in the DC area, which means my anxiety is at an all-time high. Someone recently asked me what it's like to live here. And I said, I mean, it's kind of like living anywhere else, except there's always street noise and there's always someone screaming. Whether it's in the street or in the back of your mind, it's always there. And there's so much screaming in this area. It's spring now. We all have our windows open. And honestly, screaming is the sound of spring in DC. I've woken from a dead sleep at 2 a.m. to someone screaming at the top of their lungs. And so I'm a normal person, so I called 911 because I thought, sounds like they need help. And I say, yeah, there's someone screaming outside my apartment. And the dispatcher's like, yeah, we know.
No.
I'm like, did somebody call it in, or do you just assume that someone is screaming in this area at any given time? And she pauses and she goes, both. It's just so shocking to hear screaming all the time. I'm originally from Dayton, Ohio, and it's dead silent there at night. But that's not to say that we don't have our own kind of crazy. We've produced a lot of astronauts and we've produced a lot of serial killers.
No.
So do with knowledge what you will. My favorite example of Ohio's weirdness is a church that I'm going to tell you about. It is off of Interstate 75 between Dayton and Cincinnati. If you were to drive that route between the years of 2004 and 2010, you would see a church with a lake in front of it and a 62-foot tall Jesus statue. It's torso up, very triumphant, like he's coming out of the water with his hands up over his head. And you can't miss him. Like I said, he's 62 feet tall, borderline alarming. So we lovingly dubbed him Touchdown Jesus. Or Big Butter Jesus, because he looked like he was carved out of butter, to give you more of a visual. If you've never been to Western Ohio, it's really flat. You're not missing much. It's mostly trees and corn and soybeans, giant Jesus, more corn. You get the picture. You'd have to be driving with your eyes closed down the highway not to see this guy, and I've only seen that kind of driving in DC.
Oh, yeah.
Touchdown Jesus was a great way to gauge where you were on your trip. If you had somebody coming to visit you, you could say, hey, have you passed Touchdown Jesus yet? And if their response was, what's Touchdown Jesus? You could be like, you haven't passed him yet. People would get pulled over for taking pictures of Touchdown Jesus. People would pull over all the time to do the OHIL, with Touchdown Jesus being the H, of course. Unfortunately, we lost Touchdown Jesus in 2010. He was struck by lightning. And I did some research on this. And he was apparently made of mostly styrofoam.
Oh.
Which is, and I quote, highly flammable. It is truly a miracle that the church was not also damaged in the fire, because the fire was massive. But apparently the church was not also made of styrofoam. So once Touchdown Jesus had completely burnt down, he entered his next phase. Terminator Jesus. All that was left was the hauntingly beautiful metal frame and a sign in front of the church that said, he'll be back. And after 2 years, in 2012, they did rebuild with a lightning rod, because we learned.
Oh. Yeah.
And he no longer has his hands in the air, like he just doesn't care. He has them down like this, hence the new nickname, $5 footlong Jesus. And if you would like to see Touchdown Jesus and all of his different phases, including when he was ablaze, I recommend that you Google Touchdown Jesus Ohio, and you will not be disappointed. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight, and have a good night.
All right. Keep it going for Melanie Michelle. That is hilarious. I feel that there was a recall by God when they got struck by lightning. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and call him home. And then I had another question when you talk. I'm also from the DC area. When you talked about the cops and their response, by any chance do you live in Southeast? Are you? Yeah. Okay.
Northern Virginia.
Oh, Northern Virginia. They do that over there too. Okay, because there's parts of DC where they're just like, it's like Highlander in parts of, I don't know if you remember. There can only be one. The cops are like, hey, you know.
They're like, just wait it out. It'll pass.
Exactly. Shall pass. Are y'all having a good time? Let me hear you say, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. If you're ready for your next comedian, give me a thumbs up. All right. That also is something you don't get at a live show. We're not actually put thumbs up at a live show, but here it works. All right. So coming to our virtual stage, up next, we have yet another Air Force. That's why I can make all the jokes about the Air Force, because we're Air Force heavy. We have another Air Force veteran, this one of 26 years. He is currently a training instructor with the DEA at Quantico. As a 2019 ASAP Comedy Bootcamp alum, he has performed stand-up across the DC area and appeared virtually on several ASAP shows. And the 2120 Comedy Fringe Festival. Just had that festival. I heard he did a great job. Put your hands together, make some noise for my friend, Vinny Lombardi.
Woo! Thank you so much, PT. Appreciate that, man. I'm sorry to put so many words in that intro, brother. I didn't mean for you to have to read all that. But, you know, the road through to comedy is through the Air Force. So that's why three of us are leading out up front, right? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey. Let me get this out first, because I haven't heard it from any of the other comedians, but happy Military Spouse Day, everybody. Like, look at those families, those spouses out there. Y'all deserve it, you know, especially my spouse. She's in here somewhere with my beautiful daughter. They're out there in the audience. And my wife and I have been together 17 years. Yeah. I was hoping for an applause that helps me to get through to next week. But no. No, she's amazing. She's real lucky to have me. But we still try to do fun things. Like we did a couples massage this last weekend, but because my wife had a Groupon. You know, of course, if you're not sure what Groupon is, well, then that's because you're in middle class. So congratulations. But yeah, we use Groupons where you can get cheap crap at half price. So that's what we did. And we used it on a massage. When we particularly found this massage parlor, though, it was like in a strip mall right between a Chuck E. Cheese and a hair salon. So it was like right where you'd expect it to be. And when we walked in, we were greeted by a couple 60-year-old little Asian ladies. And they handed us a couple little Dixie cups of tea. We walked back to our room where it was dimly lit. We got undressed, slid on those sheets. We could only hope had been washed in like the last week. So we're laying there for a few minutes uncomfortably. And then in comes in the same two ladies. They're going to be our masseurs, however you say it. And the first word out of my masseur's mouth was hard. I thought, well, not particularly. Let's just see how the massage goes. And she said, no, hard pressure, hard pressure. I'm like, oh, well, you're 4'2", 100 pounds. How bad could this be? Oh, man, I made a bad decision. Like 30 seconds in, I felt my heel hit the back of my ear. And she putting me in positions I have not been in since Bill Clinton was in office. Oh, real. Like she was on the table with me like a spider monkey. It was great. At first, I thought, what was on the fine print of this Groupon? Like, what did we sign up for? And I thought maybe we were wrestling partners or something. I turned and looked at my wife, but she was in her own submission hold, so I was screwed. Couldn't tap out, but as it went on, you know, I don't know how long it went on. I blacked out, but when I came to, it was the part of the massage I was hoping it would be, with one minor difference. You ever listen to someone's Pandora radio station? They're too cheap to spring for that ad-free premium account. So you're like listening, you hear that pan flute, wind chimey, ocean breeze. Like I'm completely relaxed, and you can save 15% or more by switching to Geico. Every 10 minutes. And hey, just as an added bonus, man, we sprung for the premium package. We got those hot stones. You know what I'm talking about? But I'll give you a little PSA. Whenever you have the hot stone treatment and they're coming back to the room going, ow, ow, hot, 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 be concerned, because she couldn't get them out of her hands quick enough. On my back they went. I swear I thought I was getting branded. Yeah. The end of the massage later on, I told my wife, I said, looks like we're going to be coming back. She's like, oh, did you enjoy it? I said, no, I think they own us now. So well, I'm a military veteran, Air Force veteran. 26 years, as PT mentioned, that's quite a long time. And it surprises me too, like how I stuck around that long. How I got in is a miracle, because I graduated like at the bottom of my high school class, 94 out of 95 students. And that's because number 95 rarely showed up. Like he had a glue sniffing problem, like for real. So if you think about it, I graduated like one place above the glue sniffer. So educated. But you know what? You still had to take aptitude tests to get in the military. Many of us know this, you know, so you take those ASVABs. There's 4 tests, 4 core areas, 125 points each in math, science, communication skills, and math. 4 areas, 125 points each. I scored a total 136. Yeah, I was going to shop those scores around to the branches. Hell yeah. 4 military branches I went and visited. The Coast Guard had their 10 people. They weren't hiring. So I went to the Marines. This Marine said, hey, you can be a mortar Marine. I was like, kind of sounds like what you have Al-Qaeda doing in the Middle East. I'm good. You know, I don't want to be a suicide bomber. Air Force said, hey, you can aim high and be a cook with us. So after 14 grueling, intense professional military training weeks, I came out of that training to essentially say, would you like fries with that? Took a really long road to get the same place as a teenager would working at McDonald's. But, you know, it was a good career, man. I had a great time. Hardest working people, you know, the salt of the earth are those food service cooks. And you know what? I'm in my first civilian job. You know who my boss is? Number 95. Is that dude? I know it's him, man. He's got a bottle of Gorilla Glue sitting on his desk, and that's the champagne glue. Let me tell you. Oh, you know, military life gives us back issues, don't they, man? I got a bulging disc that came along last week. That's fantastic. If you've experienced this, you know what I'm talking about. It's in the lower back, bulging disc. I thought, you know, get out of the service. I stopped doing PT. I'm going to get heavier on the outside. My insides are like, hold my beer. So my wife is quite literal too. She wanted to explain to me what a bulging disc was. So she said, you take like a jelly donut, and when you squeeze, and I don't know what else she said because I thought I was getting a jelly donut. I also tried acupuncture. Anybody, if you've tried acupuncture, it's cool if you just want to feel something. So I did it, and it was a little interesting. I know a few days after I left, I still found tacks in me because apparently that's a peak perk of the practice. They could just leave pins and needles in you, find them 3 days later, God knows where. But during my first session, I was really confused where she was putting the pins because I went in to regenerate left knee cartilage, and she started putting pins in my right bicep. I'm like, that's not right. I'm not even a doctor, and I know your trajectory is like way off, you know? So, you know, later on, she's sticking pins in my ear, and she's pulling like this, and she says, you feel that? You feel that? I'm like, ow, yes, I feel that. You're not thinking about that knee pain now, are you? Where'd you get your license to practice medicine? Staples? Teleworking quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, so that means I've been doing 10% work and 90% binge watching Criminal Minds. Yeah. Like 7 hours. Anybody seen Criminal Minds? If you haven't, I mean, you've had your head in the sand. It's been on 26 seasons. I just wish I watched like a few episodes before I moved to Virginia, because I'm telling you right now, Criminal Minds, FBI out of Quantico, Virginia, just up the road. The Chamber of Commerce here in Virginia has been lying to us, because they say Virginia is for lovers. Virginia is for murderers. Because I've watched 3 seasons. I've seen 19 episodes where murder has happened within 20 miles of my house right now. And not just like murder, like basic murder, sadistic serial killer type. You know, the type that kills home buyer markets? That type. Oh, yeah. Last episode I watched, a hobo kind of like traveled into Virginia from a train and was doing his murder here because he heard the state motto was originally Virginia's for murders. Anyway, I'm just glad I'm older now and I can move a lot slower in the land of the murder. Kind of murdering this joke. You're going to remember murder if you remember nothing else. Oh, I got teenagers. Any parents out there? Yes, there's parents out there. Of course there are. Teenagers are awesome, aren't they? They're like my favorite. I got great kids, but I don't understand them. Like, do we understand our kids? I'm going to leave you with this one. My 17-year-old last night, he ran a bath. And that's fine. I don't mean run a bath. But then he came downstairs to the kitchen and made a snack. Like, and Not any just any snack. No, he came downstairs and was like Chef Gordon Ramsay with a cutting board making a fruit tray. Does that pair well with a bath? Because I don't know. You know, that's news to me. But I will tell you, I admire his choice of food. And I also think, you know, maybe he was just managing his time. But the dude only does 3 things, and this was 2 of them, bath and eating. So anyway, I was a little nervous about the bath water falling through the ceiling into the kitchen, but hell, maybe that was his plan all along. He was just going to bring the water to him. I have no idea, but you guys have been a fantastic audience. My name's Vinny. You guys have a wonderful rest of your military spouse day.
Yeah, keep it going for Vinny Lombardi. That, you know, Vinny, let me just say, you had me at Jelly Donut. You had me at Jelly Donut. No, but thank you for bringing up that it is Military Spouse Day, and we talked about earlier. A few friends of mine, we were discussing how we can't say military wife because that is not the case. She is military spouse because, you know, everyone. It takes everyone to make this machine work. But I was trying to save that for this next comedian and kind of transition because she was a military spouse. So yeah, let me just go ahead and bring it up so y'all can get it funny. Because I got jokes I want to say, but I'm gonna hold them until after she's done. Okay, she's a native of Germantown, Maryland, a Marine Corps spouse, so she wants to defend her husband. That's fine. Made the decision to launch her stand-up comedy career after being encouraged by friends and family and simply sharing that the next person who tells me I should do stand-up comedy, I will. So she did it on a dare, basically. Nikki has performed at local venues, churches, and for audience, young and old. Put your hands together for my friend Nikki Knowles.
Hey, thanks for that introduction, PT. I guess we'll figure it out when I'm done to see what these jokes that you have. Always clowning me. Vinny, you had a massage. I had my very first facial today. I was so excited, you know, it's Mother's Day weekend. So I had my very first facial today. And the first thing I learned is you don't get completely naked. I didn't realize that. All I know is he told me to get comfortable and get under the sheets. So that's what I did. I got comfortable, got under the sheets. So when she walked in, it was a little awkward. But, you know, we worked through it. I didn't put my clothes on it. You know, once the bra comes off, it's done. So,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let you know that. So it was awkward at first, but I got the best facial I've ever had because it was the first one I've ever had. So I set the bar high for the next one. I don't know. I was comfortable. I don't know. You know, she kept washing her hands, but I figured it was part of the show. She kept saying exfoliate, and I was like, go ahead, exfoliate wherever you need to, whatever you want to. I'm here for you. You tell me what you need me to do. So she started whispering, I don't know. Listen, it was a different type of show. It was a different type of show. I was extremely happy. And I thought about, you know, me giving her a tip, but it could, you know, the whole prostitution thing. I mean, we didn't do anything crazy, but the fact that I was totally naked, you know, I gave her an extra tip for dealing with that. And so she, you know, didn't ask me to come back or, you know how you like, you want to schedule another appointment? I didn't get any of that at all. She was like, thank you. She didn't walk me to the front of the building like she had to do with the other people. And it was like, you know, your time is up. I really didn't feel like it was 90 minutes. To me, it felt like maybe 30, 35. She tapped me on my shoulder, told me my time was up. And then she was like, I'm gonna step out and then you can go ahead and get yourself together and leave. So I don't get no goodbye or thank you for coming. I didn't get any of that. She clutching her pearls. I don't know why. I mean, listen, I have 5 kids, so maybe my body wasn't the best that she's ever seen. I don't know. Work with what you got. I just figured she said get comfortable, get under the sheets, so that's what I did. But at any rate, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'm not, because everything just changed, and apparently I have to spend Mother's Day with my own kids. I don't understand. That was not my plan at all. Like, my belief is on Mother's Day, kids should spend it with their father if the situation is willing. Like, I gave birth to you. What more do you want from me? So, and when the Father's Day comes around, I feel wholeheartedly, it's Father's Day, so you should spend time with the children. Because I gave birth to it. What more do you want?
I like that.
Oh my gosh.
No, but seriously, I had a whole weekend planned for Mother's Day, and because I have 5 boys and they all play sports, now I get to spend my Mother's Day on the football field or the tournament with all of the rest of the children, while my husband gets a free weekend because all of a sudden he can't go to the tournament because he has to work. But at any rate, so I was thinking about motherhood, and I was like, dang, now that I'm older, I can ask these questions because I grew up with a Black mom, obviously. So I have some questions that I've always wanted to ask my Black mom. Like, she would just say, do I look like Boo Boo the Fool to you? And I'd be wanting to say, well, I don't know Boo Boo the Fool. I don't know who that is. And I don't know if you look like him or not. So I feel like you're setting me up for failure with that question. Another one that I say as a mom. I don't know about other moms, but I say, when my kids want something, Mom, can we go to McDonald's? Do you have McDonald's money? Like, Mom, why would I ask you to take me to McDonald's if I had McDonald's money? You see how that comes right back to you? I don't have McDonald's money. That's why I'm asking you. These are just things I wanted to ask my Black mom. I mean, can you even get on the dollar menu? Something. My mother wasn't having it. Oh, this was a big one with my mother because evidently she didn't like the way I looked. She would constantly tell me, fix your face. How can I fix my face? This is what you gave me. And quiet as it's kept, everybody says I look like you. I'm gonna fix it. You tell me. I don't. And then this is a trick question. Remember, has your parents ever told you this, or your mama? Because this is something my mama used to say, my Black mama. Stop crying before I give you something to cry for. You try to confuse us. I'm already crying because you've given me something to cry for. I'm crying. Anyone else? And I catch myself saying these things to my kids, and I think it's because it's a generational thing. What else? Oh, I know everybody got this. I know at least in my neighborhood. When we get in the store, don't ask for nothing. You ain't getting nothing. Touch nothing. And don't let me have to say nothing. Because my mother's motto was, where you show out is where I take you. She once told me, I will drown you in a gallon of milk. My mother was sober. She didn't play these games. And every word she said, every word, I didn't even question her. And then this is another one. Remember when you come in from outside, she'd be like, oh, you showing off. Remember showing off? Did anybody's parents tell you were showing off? My mother would be like, or my grandmother would be like, you're smelling yourself. That means you're showing off. You're too big for your britches. Remember that? You're smelling yourself. What else am I supposed to smell, Mom? I don't know. What else am I supposed to smell? And then this is another trick question. Keep playing and see what happens. Now I have a decision to make. I want to play it.
Right.
I really do. But do I really want to see what happens? What could really happen if I keep playing? So, this is when you bring your siblings involved, especially the younger ones, because they're gullible and they'll listen to you. So you just kind of whisper, listen, keep doing this, because I really want to know what happens if we keep playing. questions I wanted to ask my Black mom. Now I am 40 years old. I'm still not going to ask my mama these questions. So that's why I bring it to you, because maybe y'all can give me some feedback in chat or something. Like, should I ask my mother these questions? And before I go on, let me tell you, my lips were not always this big. I had a smart mouth, and she had a quick backhand. I'm gonna just leave it. I'm just saying. Know your audience is what I learned in the comedy boot camp. Know your audience. So I know my mother. So I know not to ask these questions. This was another one. You better know that schoolwork like you know them songs on that radio. No, Mom. You didn't see my grades. You know I don't know this schoolwork like I know the songs on the radio. This is why I'm singing the song, because I don't know what to do at school. You again, setting me up for failure. Not that I know the schoolwork. You know I don't have not one A on that report card. Not even in gym. Because they asked me to run a mile. And I was like, there's no way. This is another one. Don't let your mouth write a check that you're behind can't cash. I thought that was a math problem for years. You see how we confuse our kids? I thought that was, here's another one. I'm on the lighter side of my family. Like in our family portraits, there are people who'll be like, who's the white woman? Because that's how dark my kids are, my family. So I was told that my father was the milkman. You know, I believed that line till the 8th grade. Like when my father, because my parents divorced when I was younger. So when my father would come, I used to be like, he ain't even my daddy. He just gonna sit up there and pretend that he is my father. He ain't even my daddy. Until I heard an English teacher, we were reading this book called A Separate Peace in the 10th grade. And he had used that term, well, you know, his father could have been the milkman. And I asked the question, what do you mean by that? And he was like, well, that means it's just the same. So I'm sitting in English class thinking, the milkman is not my dad.
No.
I mean, this is the stuff that we teach our children. Now that I'm a mother, and I try not to do this to my kids, but you slip into it. Like I told some friends earlier, I thought I was like the Claire Huxtable of mothers. You know what I'm saying? Who laughed? You know me and you're laughing already. Listen, I was the Claire Huxtable of mothers. Poised, quick wit, stylish, keep up with the latest hairstyle. I thought that was me. Always got something nice to say, got an answer for everything. I am not Claire Huxtable. And let me tell you why. There was a particular basketball game that we were at with my children, and a couple of the fellas at the basketball game had a beef with my son. And so they were going to jump him. I know, right? So I'm thinking, be Claire Huxtable, be Claire Huxtable, be Claire Huxtable. I walk over, let's discuss this, fellas. Let's not talk, we don't need to fight each other, we're at school. That little boy, well, he wasn't little because he was taller than me, stuck his finger in my face and was like, listen, B, let me tell you something. Have you ever seen a mom snatch her earrings off? Like I had to defend my young. I realized in that moment, I don't want to be Claire Huxtable. I want to be Rochelle from Everybody Hates Chris, because I'm not ready. You know, I don't even like, it got to the point where my husband literally, he's in the Marines and he has a nice government job. All I remember from the ending of this event was my husband picking me up, talking about, you're going to make me lose my security clearance. So I had to decide that I am not Claire Huxtable at all. I mean, I could strive to be, but that day I was not. I'm just going to take it day to day by day. And so, like I said, I have 5 boys, and each of them tries you. I have one, he's 16. It's too many of them. They in their teens. 3 of them in the teens. 1 is grown, and then I got 1 about right in between. Whatever this age is right here. That one of them plays football. He don't like school like I don't like school. But you know, you have to stay on them. So I said, let me see your homework. Before you go outside to play basketball, let me see your homework. Claire Huxtable. Check the kids' homework before they end the night. This is what Claire would do, so this is what I'm gonna do. He brings me a blank sheet of paper.
Oh.
I said, where is the work that you needed to do? Oh, I wrote it in invisible ink. He said it so smooth that I believed him for 3.3 seconds.
Oh.
Like, oh yeah, you were. Wait a minute. Then I had to go back to Rochelle.
Oh.
You ever heard of the term, there was some furniture moving in the situation? Take it any way you want, but there was some furniture moving in that aspect. All I'm saying is, ladies, let's take this time this weekend. Maybe not me because I have all the kids. I love them, I guess. But let's take this time to, one, take care of ourselves, love ourselves, get some rest. If you don't have to get out of the bed for Mother's Day, then go. And let me show you how you don't get out of the bed. Go ask your father. Repeat after me. Go ask your father. Mom, I'm hungry. Go ask your father. Repeat that all day. I want everybody to have a safe weekend and a great Mother's Day. Thank you.
Woo!
All right, keep it going for Rochelle. I mean, Nikki knows. Nikki knows, y'all. That when you talk about furniture moving, I actually learned about that term from our next comic. Y'all ready for your next comic? Yeah. He gave some marriage tips where he talked about patching drywall. So with no further ado, this next comic is a DC-based stand-up comedian. He's a combat wounded veteran who served in the Army for 23 years. Much of his humor is drawn from his unique take on his military experience, his life as a husband and father, and the general craziness of life. Put your hands together, make some noise for my friend, Mr. Dwayne White.
What's up, everybody? Okay, I want everybody to just real quick, if you can, take your mics off mute. I just want to hear you guys yell woo or clap or something real fast to make sure you guys are still alive and in the mood. Whoever that was, like, lose it. All right, now somebody said who. All right, we don't. This is a who-free zone. No, it's cool. I just want to say, first of all, hold on. I think I'm having some technical difficulties. I just need to change that up for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, touchdown, Jesus. Touchdown, Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm like right in between his hands. This is beautiful. I love it. This is good. Touchdown, Jesus. Or I got to go back. I can't do a set in front of touchdown, Jesus. That is crazy. I just want to say thank you to PT. Give it up for PT for hosting, man. This is awesome tonight. PT and I go way back, man. I don't remember when it was, PT. When I was at this laundromat, I was naked, and PT was. It's been a long time, brother. Oh my gosh, this is fun. I also I do want to say this. It is Military Spouse Appreciation Day, and I want to say to my wife, happy Military Spouse Appreciation. That's a very long time. Happy day, dear. Out there in the ether, I am married. Today is also the day that my wife celebrates 11 years of becoming an American citizen. So you can give it up for that. Yes, she is an import. It's cool. She's from Germany. I like to call her my little souvenir that I picked up while I was in the Army. That's what I call her. She loves it when I call her a souvenir. It's okay. I used to say war trophy, but that was too much, apparently. I don't know. She's from a good country. She's from Germany. It's awesome. You know how you can tell someone's from a good country because when we invade, we take wives from there. That's how you know. Like you can go to the commissary and you can see like all the places. They have the spouse aisle at the commissary. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like you go and it's like just food from it's like Germany, Japan, Korea. It's good. You know? There's no Somali stuff there. I don't know why. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, we'll talk about some other stuff. You guys like Zoom? Just are we done with Zoom yet? Are we finished with Zoom? I'm done with it, man. I like comedy on Zoom. I don't mind that, but I think we're doing too much other stuff on Zoom. Last week, my daughter's school did a play on Zoom. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of, people. That is so stupid. It's like, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? Dude, you're muted. Like, hey, what are you? You know, I was glad that he was muted because you know who wasn't muted? Juliet's grandma. Yeah. It started off, I heard, nah, they can't hear us, which means you're about to hear something awesome. That's what that's just letting you know. And then Juliet's grandma said that she was, quote, ugly like her mama in school. That's, I didn't, don't get mad at me. I didn't say it. That was her grandma, not me. They have since moved, so it's cool. It's fine. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I have kids. I have older kids now. Well, let me say this. My kids, it's been tough for quarantine because I do have the kids. And because my kids suffer from a medical condition. Some of you may have heard of it. They're what's known as stupid.
No.
You guys heard of that? Yeah, no, they're so dumb. They're so, look, let me explain this. Last week, my son and his best friend stood in our front yard for 20 minutes and argued about whether or not it was raining. And if you're like, oh, cute little, no, he is a sophomore, okay? In college.
Oh.
Yeah. He majors in science. We are done as a human race. It's over for us. That's our hope. We're done. I have these older kids though. It's weird. I have a 20-year-old son. I have a 16-year-old daughter. I have a 15-year-old vasectomy. Yeah. And I try to be a good dad. I do. I try. I read the parenting books, all that stuff. And they all say one thing. They say, if you have a favorite, whatever you do not let them know which one it is. But they figured it out. In my house, they know. It's the vasectomy, 100%. It's not even close, honestly. That's the only one that gives me hope. You know, like eventually I will have money and free time. It's good. I don't know. I try to be a good dad. I like read those parenting books, but they make me so mad. Like I can't get past the titles, you know? It's like, stop yelling and start connecting, Dad. That's a real title. Or The Anger-Free Home. Shut up. Anger is my love language. Okay? That's how I let you know I care. Is I yell at you. That's how we do it. I don't know. I don't even know why there are books for parents. We've all been kids, right? Let's write books for them. Tell them my side with real titles. Like, Mommy would love you if your room was clean. That'd be a good one. Or Dad yells because you're 20 and still live here. That'd be my favorite one. It's time to go. Oh man, I do have a 16-year-old daughter. That's fun. It's so good. Oh my gosh. I'm teaching her how to drive right now, which is cool because we get to spend a lot of time together, but it's also led to some very awkward conversations. The other day we're driving along and a song came on, and I swear to God, all I said was, I think this song is older than me. You know what she said? Ooh. That is not an ooh moment, okay? That is a wow at best. That's a wow, totally. You know, if I would have said something like ooh worthy, you know, like, hey, your mom and I, we used to get freaky to this song. That's an ooh. I'll take that, you know?
Yeah.
Or, hey, sweetheart, you know how old this song is? Your age plus 9 months. That is a solid ooh.
Ew.
That's a definite ooh. That is not what I said. I just said this thing, this work of art existed on the planet before I did. That's all I said. And that is true of a lot of beautiful things. The Sistine Chapel, Mona Lisa, Jennifer Lopez, whatever. Look, there's a lot of things is what I'm saying. She's like 50 something. Come on. Anyway, okay, we'll move on. My wife's on this show. I'm going to shut up. Like PT said, I was in the Army for a long time, 23 years in the Army. Yeah. Give it up for the Army, guys. You guys are out there. I try to do all the cool stuff, you know, all the fun stuff you can do. Like I did the whole like airborne jumping out of planes thing. You know, I did the whole Ranger thing. I did the whole let's invade a country and look around for WMD for like 2 years and never find that crap thing. I tried. We looked everywhere. I have no idea. I was more disappointed than you. I just saying I was so upset. But I did learn some things there. I don't know. I learned, if I make you this vow, I'll put it this way. If I'm ever president, and I tell you we are invading a country because they have chemical weapons, we are going to find some freaking chemical weapons. Like, I don't care what it costs to ship that stuff over. I am bringing in truckloads, people. I will hide it throughout the country like the world's worst Easter egg hunt. You know, it's like, you guys ready? You guys ready? All right, 3, 2, stop, back up. Oh, Marines, always just back. 3, 2, go get it, boys. Go find those chemical weapons. I'm just saying, lie. Just lie a little bit, you know? Just, if I'm playing golf with you for like $1 a hole and I hit a ball that I don't know I'm going to find, guess what's in my pocket? A ball that looks just like the one I'm looking for. I'm just saying, lie a little. That's all. That's $1 a hole. That's it. Just lie. I'd have gotten caught though, man. I know me, because I'd have taken it too far. Like, I'd have had a photo op with just like canisters everywhere. It's like, see these? These are all chemical weapons designed for use against the United States. It says it right on the side, Made in America, which I think we all know means death to America in Arabic. And that proves, sir, that says made in America. Couldn't let me have one. Couldn't let me have one single one. I hate that joke too. It's fine. It's good. I do. I hate that joke. But I tell it because I like to watch you guys. Because I've told that joke in a lot of places, and there's always 3 groups of people every single time I say that joke. There's a first group that kind of giggle when I say Made in America. They get it. There's a second group I say Made in America. They laugh. And then there's that third group. Right now, you're still elbowing your wife going, man, that dude speaks Arabic. That's pretty cool, man. I don't know. That's you're going to have an epiphany on the way home. That's all I'm saying. But no, I do think they had them. I think the chemical weapons were probably there, you know. Trouble is just who we had looking for them. Yeah. So let's face it, it's just a bunch of dudes like me. And if I'm honest, most days I can't find my keys in my own house. We could have solved this thing right away. Just pull all of us out. Send in like one truckload of like wives, moms, or girlfriends. It'd have been like 30 seconds. Like, it's right here. It's right where I told you it was. So I'll leave you guys on this, man. I started doing comedy for a few years ago, and because I'm a terrible parent, I used to take my son with me to open mics, and they're not family friendly at all. But I'm a terrible parent for that. And one night, the second night I ever did an open mic, I had a good night, and I took my son with me, and we're on the way home. And I remember he looked at me, and goes, "Dad, I'm really proud of you." Yeah, it was a good moment for me. I know, thank you. I got a late awe, but that's okay. I had to pull over. I mean, I was like, this is a teachable moment. I want to tell him how I feel. And I said, you know what? I'm tearing up a little bit. I said, son, that just goes to show you that if you work hard and you follow your dreams and you're really, 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 really lucky, one day, maybe, I'll be proud of you too. Guys, that's it for me. My name's Dwayne White. Thank you so much.
All right, keep it going for Dwayne White, y'all. Matter of fact, keep it going while you're in the clapping move for all our comedians. Can you give all our comedians a hand? And Melanie Michelle, give it up for Melanie one more time. Yeah, give it up for Vinny Lombardi. Give it up for Nikki Knowles. Knowles. And your closer for tonight, I guess we're not gonna pull Nikki up. Your closer for tonight, Dwayne White. All right, I've been your host, PT Bratton. Thank y'all. We hope you had a good time, and we hope you invite us back next time. All right, back to you, Emily.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much. We just want to thank ASAP for joining us here tonight. This event would not be possible without them and their amazing support for this event and the amazing comedians that we had tonight. So thank you so much to everybody for joining us. And we want you to join us next month here. We're going to be doing East versus West trivia. So it's going to be a team trivia night. You can pick your side. East Coast versus West Coast, whether it's your favorite duty station, your home of record, where you're currently stationed, it doesn't matter. You pick a side and you'll join us for some trivia. We'll have the registration link out soon to everybody. and we hope to see you next month. But thank you so much. Happy Military Spouse Appreciation Day and Military Appreciation Month, and we'll see you next month. Thank you so much.